So, we finally meet again. You've been a rock in my shoes since I started this. And now, we are finally looking each other eye to eye again. Everywhere I went, everywhere I looked, all I could hear was, "Oh, I liked him better. I miss him so much. Shame you can't keep him." But little did they know, it was all part of my plan. Little did they expect that you were still gonna be around. Just not as they expected. Oh man, I really wasn't ready for this one. Hot Pursuit 2 was the first Need for Speed game developed by Black Box, who before also developed 3 other games: NHL 2K and NHL Hits 2002, before being bought by EA during the development of Hot Pursuit 2. The game also received a different version on the PC and GameCube, but it is widely considered the last good version of it. I'm serious, try saying you're gonna play Hot Pursuit 2 and people will appear out of the wall to make sure you play the PS2 version. But for now, let's focus on the PS2 version. I did play this game a lot growing up, and I'm pretty sure I played it after Most Wanted was already out. So it was pretty weird going back to it. Even as a kid, I knew how different Need for Speed became after Underground. We start with a sick cutscene of a Ferrari 360 Spider and a Lamborghini Murcielago racing in the streets with the police coming after them, while Going Down on It plays in the background. Things escalate when more cops show up and the Lambo starts having to avoid them. After almost dying in a car crash, the Lambo still flashes the Ferrari in the most disrespectful way I've ever seen. And it's awesome. A cop in a Lamborghini Diablo shows up to the pursuit and the intro ends with all 3 cars in the air. Holy crap. The game doesn't have any story besides doing the events to be the ultimate racer. That is depending on the mode you choose, but we'll get to that. Our first event is the Lotus Elise delivery. It's just an excuse not to have any opponents in a race. It's a time trial. A good way to start the game, I guess. The graphics in this one still holds up extremely well. I was honestly really impressed to see how good this game looks. Car models are good, sure, but the maps, just look at it. You have races in the woods, in the coast, in the desert, Hawaii, I don't know, Greece, why not? Each course also has different routes to them, which definitely helps with variety, which there isn't a lot in this one. I mean, sure, all the courses look very different from each other, but there's not a lot of courses is what I mean. I think the game is also a good example of what I mentioned in the Underground 2 video, that because the game is not open world, there's simply a lot more to put into each track. There's details everywhere you look in this game, that being boats in a river far in the background, the amazing fake lighting in a shortcut that you probably didn't even took the other 5 times you played the same race, sandstorms in certain parts of a track, or even a fire. I just thought that looked so cool as a kid, I don't even know why. But then you're in the middle of the campaign mode and bam! You're on the beat in the Pursuit Crown Victoria. Now it's your time to play as a cop. You see the races passing by and you gotta take all of them out before the time runs out. It took me a second to understand what was going on in this one, but basically you have to turn your sirens every time you change your target. If not, you just keep pressing your car against them and never actually bust anyone. You also can call backup, like helicopters and roadblocks. It helps a lot if you spend too much time with one single suspect. And it's not only a good change of pace for this game, but it is actually really fun. I actually came back to this mode more and more. It's just a shame that there aren't that many cop cars to pick from. But just like you can use the helicopters and roadblocks as a cop, they can also use it when you're racing. There is a GTA style star meter that rises the more you try to avoid cops, and the more you do, the more they throw things at you. While the cops themselves aren't that much of a problem, trying to avoid a spike strip while racing or a helicopter throwing bombs at you is definitely more of it. It gets really hard by the end of the game. Talking about gameplay, by the way, when I first started this game, I thought it was gonna be one of those cases where nostalgia was the reason for its popularity, because my first race didn't feel very good. The controls didn't feel very good, and while I was enjoying everything else, I couldn't get past the fact that it didn't feel right. Then I noticed that there's actually 2 handling modes, Classic and Extreme. I wish I could show it to you, but you have to try it for yourself to see what I mean. The car almost seems to have some kind of assist to it, and it tends to oversteer a lot. It's weird. Playing with the Extreme handling, however, feels amazing. It is basically what you would expect from the black box era of Need for Speed games. Just perfection. And of course, with the black box era of Need for Speed also comes rubber banding. It's not as bad as Underground, where cars will fly right in your face, but it is still very forced. Like, there were parts where I looked at the minimap just to see another racer fly around the map not giving a crap. That can still be very frustrating, especially because this game has some pretty long races, and losing because of that will make you wanna throw your PS2 through the window. One thing I really like is the car selection. You start with the Lotus Elise, move to an Opel, then a Mercedes, which plays like shit, and then you start making your way to supercars. There's a total of 25 cars that are separated by classes, but they don't really appear in the PS2 version of the game. Some you unlock by doing specific races in the game, some others by getting points, which most of you should know because of Underground 1, and you get points by doing stunts like getting air, running roadblocks, and etc. I can see how it can get pretty frustrating if you're trying to unlock a specific car, because they can get pretty expensive with these points. And there's also two weird things that I don't even know where to put in this video, so I'll just make this special mention for them. If you press L2 at any point in the game, the camera rotates around the car, and if you press R2, the game pauses and sends a fiery thing forward, showing the location of cops. I don't know, I can see why those two never came back. I think it's just supposed to make the game look cool or something, but I'm sorry, I just don't get it. The music in this game is simply awesome, in parts. I really love the vibe this game gives you. There isn't a lot, just 15 songs, not counting the instrumental version of each, but the ones that are there are all very memorable. Hot Action Cop, The Buzzhorn, and Uncle Cracker must be the bands that stood out the most for me. You might have a problem with it if you're not much into rock, however, as it is the only genre of music in this one. The sad part, however, is that from what I noticed, the only songs that play during gameplay are the instrumental versions, meaning that you'll hear a total of 8 songs throughout the entire game. That can be pretty annoying. I also checked some gameplay of the PS2 version online, and it seems like that's just how it is. Really weird choice, but hey, at least the instrumental versions fit the gameplay, and you can still hum the songs in your head because you also don't know the lyrics. Now, to another thing that I don't enjoy that much about this one, it can get repetitive. Like, really repetitive. The game isn't that long. You get 33 events from the Hot Pursuit mode and 33 events from the Championship mode, which is the same but without the cops. But even still, you will get tired of seeing the same races over and over again, listening to the same music over and over again. Especially when you get to the last few tournaments where you have to do 7 very long 3-lap races in a row. And after you finally get past all that, you unlock another event, which was actually surprising to me, where you can drive a Ferrari in first person. Whenever I play the older Need for Speed games on console, I always ask myself why they didn't add the cockpit view like the PC version had to it. And in this one, they actually did it. Well, only for certain specific cars, but it was still very cool to see. I also decided to give the PC version a try, as I was really curious to see how different it actually was. And, well, it's fine. It doesn't change much from the PS2 version, but it has that feeling that it should be the main version of the game, but it got overshadowed by the superior PS2 one. Weirdly enough, it looks clearly worse than it. The handling feels like the classic version that is on the PS2, and probably the reason why Black Box became the main developer for the Need for Speed games from there on. Again, I'm not saying that it's unplayable or anything, far from it. The other version simply outdone itself. I might make a playthrough of it live someday, but for now I don't even have the time to go back and play the entire game again, so you can keep an eye out for that if it's your type of thing. In the end, I still believe this game is really worth checking out. Hot Pursuit 2 holds a special place in the Need for Speed series and in many people's hearts. It has a wide variety of cars to choose from, awesome graphics for the PS2, and a soundtrack that will stick to your head for the rest of your life. If you enjoyed the earlier Need for Speed titles, this is a great dive into old and new, having a great handling by Black Box, while keeping that old aesthetic that Need for Speed games had. Surely a blue tag must play title. But yeah, I think that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't worry, this isn't over yet. I'll be seeing you soon in another very familiar place. And by the way, how's your car running?